Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA. Today with another Blood Talk. Today we'll talk about Nate Diaz versus Khamzat Chimaev. Is that really such a bad fight for Nate Diaz, and can he even win that fight? Find it out in that video. Surprisingly for probably all of us, Nate Diaz versus Khamzat Chimaev is the main event and officially booked for UFC 279 in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. It all started by a video that leaked the war room of the UFC. This is the room where the UFC officials do the matchups and hang it on the wall. This is a secret room where you normally can't film, but somehow, I think it was a podcast or whatever that's filmed this and leaked it and everything. And there you saw Nate Diaz versus Khamzat Chimaev for, I think it was July. Then everybody was like, oh my God, what? Crazy. And I was like, oh my God, how? Like, this can't be real. This has to be a setup. This has to be fake. It can't be real. Because that fight makes absolutely no sense, not at all. And then Dana White said, no, the fight is not official, it's not booked, nobody signed the contract, it's just an idea that they then put on this wall. It was just an idea. And I was like, okay, I hope it stays like that, because I really wanted Khamzat to fight Colby. This would be the best fight, Khamzat against Colby. This would be an amazing fight. Or that you somehow wait for the winner of Leon against Usman, because Dana White said that the winner of Burns versus Khamzat gets a title shot. And Burns, of course, lost, so he won't get a title shot. That means Khamzat should get a title shot. But now Leon Edwards got the title shot, so that makes it a lot more complicated. So then the fight got officially announced for September, and I was like, oh my God, why Dana, why? Because I see that the UFC wants to have Nate out of there, but Nate, he has one fight left on his contract. He will be out there anyway. But it makes sense, I'm not saying it's true, but it makes sense, a theory that the UFC wants Nate Diaz to be beaten, and in this case probably brutally beaten, in his last fight in UFC. Because of course you don't want the Nate Diaz to go out of the UFC with a bang, with a crazy win, because then it's a loss for you. And you want it to be a loss for Nate Diaz. The UFC said Nate Diaz wants that fight really bad. I don't know if that's really true, or if they just kind of pushed him to wanting that fight because they denied the Poirier fight and stuff. Like, the Poirier fight, in my opinion, would have been at least a little bit a better matchup for Nate Diaz. Because you have to see, Khamzat Chimaev, he is much bigger than Nate Diaz. He's 10 years younger. Like, Khamzat is 27 or 28 if I'm right, and Nate is 37, so he's 10 years younger. He is hitting his prime in the next 1, 2, 3 years probably, and Diaz is definitely past his prime. Diaz is kind of an old man in MMA years. Diaz is a lightweight that fights sometimes at welterweight. For welterweight, he does not really cut weight. It's not a real weight cut. Khamzat cuts his life out of him to do 170. Khamzat is a natural, probably 205er, can fight at middleweight. This will probably be his normal weight class with a little bit of cutting, and fights now at 170. So he's so much bigger and stronger than Nate Diaz, and that's what Nate struggles with. Nate does not like power punchers. Of course, he won against Conor. Conor's a power puncher, but Conor came from 145. He came up, Diaz was the bigger guy. And Conor does not have the wrestling and grappling credentials that Khamzat has. But we have to say, look, if we take a look at this matchup, for me, it's like 95% certainty, with all due respect and love for the Diaz brothers, that Khamzat Chimaev will win that fight. The path to victory for Nate Diaz is not inexistent, but the only way I could see Diaz winning that fight. Look, I believe Khamzat comes in very aggressive and throws everything at Diaz that he has. I believe Khamzat comes in very aggressive with, I don't think he will kick a lot. I think he comes in with a lot of punching combinations and try to take the head off of Diaz. Either Diaz gets knocked down by Khamzat, or Diaz takes all these shots because he has a crazy chin, as we all know, and then Khamzat shoots for a takedown. After Khamzat throws off all his combinations, he shoots for a takedown, takes him down. So either Diaz gets knocked down or taken down, because Diaz has takedown defense, yes, but he does not have the takedown defense, in my opinion, to stop a Chechen wrestler that is so much bigger and stronger than him, like Khamzat Chimaev. So he will end up on his back probably, and that's where Diaz is dangerous, on his back, because if Khamzat gets him on his back and rushes into Diaz's guard, like rushes into the guard recklessly, this is the moment where Diaz can set up a triangle. Because if you are not very careful while going into Diaz's guard, he will punish you for that. Diaz has very, very good triangles. If you look at his highlight reel, you can find several of these, and he can do this while he's sleeping. That's a move that he trains every day, and that's one of his best moves. So he can get everybody in that. But only if Khamzat rushes into his guard and it's not like calm and composed and thinks before he does something. Because that's what I saw with Khamzat against Burns. He sometimes does not think too much. He likes to get reckless. At the beginning, he fights with his head, he fights very tactical or with a good game plan. But as soon as it turns into a brawl and banger and there's blood and somebody is knocked down and stuff, he starts to go into blood and finish mode and does mistakes there, like he did against Burns. And if he does not fix his mistakes, this is where Diaz punishes you. But still, the chance that Diaz catches Chimaev in a triangle and finishes the triangle, because Chimaev has great submission defense. Chimaev is so big and strong. I don't believe Diaz will finish him with a submission, but that's in my opinion the only path to victory. Because has Diaz the power to knock Khamzat out? Probably not. Probably not. He was never a knockout guy. And decision, not really. Like, how does he want to win the decision? Will he outbox him? Probably not. Will he outstrike him at all? Probably not. Will he take him down and control him on the ground? No, bro. So, yeah, the path to victory for Diaz is so small, but it is there. Diaz is a guy, like, if you watch the first Conor fight, before that fight, who would have thought that Diaz takes these left hands of Conor, that these left hands slapped everybody, that he takes all these hands and managed to submit him? Not many people thought that. If you're honest with yourself, not many people thought that, and he still did it. Diaz is famous for pulling up upsets. But if a guy like Jorge Masvidal can punish Diaz like he punished him, I highly believe Chimaev will throw Masvidal around the cage and kill him.
I will kill him.
With all due respect. So I believe he'll do the same with Diaz, unfortunately, because I don't like to see Diaz getting punished. I really am not looking forward to the fight, because I don't like to see Diaz getting punished and bleeding all over his face. He has many scar tissues, especially at the eyebrows, that get cut up open real fast, and especially the eyebrow cuts. Everything gets into your eyes, you can't see. It's just unhealthy, unnecessary, and he took enough brain damage during his career, so I don't really want to see that. But of course, it's an amazing fight. Two big star power guys. And that's also something that I ask myself: how will the crowd be in the T-Mobile Arena? Because it's American soil, so Diaz is always a fan favorite normally. Diaz always has so many fans behind him. But also Khamzat is a huge hype train with a lot of fans. So how will the crowd be? I'm really interested to find out. How will the crowd be pro Diaz or pro Khamzat, or will it be a mix? I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm really curious to find out. And just imagine Diaz wins. If Diaz wins, Dana White will be depressed probably. The UFC will have a huge problems, not problems, but you know what I mean, like losses, probably money losses and everything. Khamzat Chimaev loses probably the most because he loses his #1 contender spot for the title. He loses his crazy finishing machine killer image. He loses probably a lot of casual fans. And yeah, for Khamzat, just his whole brand gets destroyed if he loses against Diaz, in my opinion. So it's not a risky fight for Khamzat. I just think that they offered Khamzat a lot of money for the fight because otherwise it does not make too much sense for him. He does not gain anything with that fight. What he can lose weighs much higher for me than what he can win. So it's kind of a weird matchup, if we're honest, but I'm curious to find out how the fight ends. And write down in the comments, what do you think? Has Diaz a chance to finish Khamzat? How will the fight play out? Write down below in the comments. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell all your family members and friends to subscribe also to the channel, and most importantly, eat your goddamn vegetables, people. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. Bloodsport out.
Eat your vegetables.